Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. This video is going to be about my journey to mediumship and communicating with spirit world. 10 minutes or less. I started out Catholic, growing up Catholic, and I always had people around me telling me in order to speak to God, you need to be in church. And all of that time I said to myself, wait a minute, there's got to be a better connection to God than just in the church. If God is everywhere, why can't I speak to Him outside the church? So as I got older and high school into a little bit of college, now I'm 20 or 21, married, and after had my child 3 years into the marriage, I decided to call it quits and started yoga. Had been in therapy for a while, and when I started yoga, I became a deeper connection to myself and to also spirit I was gathering. So then, fast forward a little bit, I did my teacher training, and I started teaching yoga in Vermont. I opened a yoga studio. I started growing wheatgrass and sprouts. I had a good business as a janitorial service, which allowed me some money to open my yoga studio and to follow my own spiritual practice. So I always had yoga to fall back on, meditation to fall back on, probably about 20 years of that. So let's jump forward even more now till March of 2012, and I'm here in Virginia, and I'm sitting in my room with a computer on my lap watching my first ever Abraham Hicks video. And if you're not familiar with them, I suggest you Google Abraham Hicks. I've heard about them, but I'd never watched. I didn't know who it was, or what this person or persons were doing. So as I'm watching this video on YouTube, it was shared via one of my Facebook pages. As I'm watching this video, a spirit appears in my bed, and it was a well-dressed man, suit jacket and a tie, older man, good looking, and I'm attracted to older men, so I'm figuring, this is normal, not even thinking anything weird about it. So he starts talking to me, and he asks me to click the link on the video that I was watching. So I say to him, because I'm all about joking around, I say to him, but I'm watching this video. Can I wait until this video is done? And he says, if you click the link, you'll understand. So I click the link, and I immediately get a picture of Jerry and Esther Hicks. And I realize that this man I'm speaking to is Jerry. And I'm not even sure now. Jerry passed away. I don't know anything about Jerry and Esther, so I know my mother does. So I quickly email my mother and ask her, did Jerry Hicks pass away? And she said, I'm not really sure about that. So I Google it and find out a little bit more about that. Okay, so now I'm at a point where I'm seeing spirit, and I don't know where else to take that. So I sit down in meditation with Jerry on one side of me, my spirit guides around me, and I'll get into spirit guides in future recordings, and they sit around me as I meditate. And as soon as I close my eyes, Jerry, being the spirit that he is, starts to try to get inside me, and I opened my eyes and I went, okay, I'm all for that, but let me find out a little bit more about this first before we jump into this one. So a couple months pass by, and I go to see a medium of my own, and I was referred to this medium. His name was Reverend Justin Terry, and I did not say anything about Jerry. I just went to see him. It was a half-hour reading, and the first thing he said is, there's a Jerry here, and that's what started my beginning phases of mediumship. I will continue more in future episodes, but there's a start. If you'd like to read more about me, there's a link here provided, DBoyleMedium.com, and you can always read more about me or contact me through that link. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in my next video. Take care now.